Hello students, welcome to Abhyaas IIT Prep. In this video, we are going to discuss about JEE Mains 2026, 23rd of January, Shift 2 paper analysis. Let's get into the video. So, this question is raised from chemical kinetics. See here, this question is chemical kinetics, some concept of stoichiometry. Here they have given the graph and they are asking the value of n, right? Which is A gives rise to NB, right? At initial we are having 0.05. Here we are having 0. At final we are having that 0.05 minus x, and here we are having an x. Therefore, so 0.05 minus x is equals to, final we are having 0.4. Therefore, x is equals to 0.01. Therefore, nx will be how much here? 0.03. Hence, the answer will be 2. Not that much tricky question. It is moderated one. Moving on to next question. This question is raised from P block elements. They are asking inert pair effect. Here it is noticed that lead is more stable than Pb2+, but strontium is less stable than strontium 4+. Observe the following reaction. They are asking the correct set. See here we are having +4 is converted into +2. That means this is more stable. Due to what is the reason here? Spontaneous, which is negative. Here also follows the same, but it is positive. +4 to +2. Hence the correct option will be 3. So that much not more tricky question. It is moderated one. So this question were asked from electrochemistry, the concentration we are applying the next equation. Here they are asking that consider the above electrochemical cell where a metal electrode is undergoing redox reaction by forming M+, gives that the cation M+ is present in two different concentrations, which is C1 and C2. So they are asking the correct statement of the cell potential. We know that EMF is equals to E0 minus 0.059 by N log we are having anode by cathode, right? So here what happens here, E cell will be greater than 0, right? If it comes to cathode 0.591 by N log cathode, then it is your anode, right? Then here E cell will be, what happens here? Positive, right? So cathode is greater than anode. That means C1 is greater than C2. Here the option will be 3. Right? Not that much tricky question, moderated one. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from biomolecules. See, the both human DNA and RNA are chiral molecules, yes, and the chirality in DNA and RNA arises due to the presence of, here the arises due to the presence of what we are having, phosphodiester linkage. In between we are having a sugar and as well as base. So this sugar is having that ribose molecule. This ribose is nothing but D-ribose. Hence, the option will be 3. Easy one. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from coordination compound. They are asking inner and outer orbital complexes. Right? We are having that cobalt, we are having 3d6, and manganese, we are having 3d4, and cobalt, we are having 3d6, and ferrous, we are having that 3d5, right? And nickel we are having that 3d8. So which is strong field ligand, which is weak field ligand? This is strong field ligand, right? And this is weak field ligand, and this is weak field ligand, and this is weak field ligand. Coming to nickel, we are having that strong field ligand. So what are the correct options? Means correct set will be your cobalt and manganese and nickel. So hence option A, B, E, right? A, B is your option. So option A, B, here D it is not to be, E need to be, then it will be your answer. Yes? Yeah. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from periodic classification. They are asking the trends. Elements X and Y belong to group 15, right? And the difference between the electronegativity values of X and phosphorus is higher than that of difference between phosphorus. What is X and Y? They are asking respectively. They are giving a hint that it is a concept based question, which they are asking that phosphorus is greater than, phosphorus is less than. That means nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenium and antimony, right? So they are telling that less than that, greater than that. That will be this is and this is. This will be your X and this will be your Y. Hence the option will be 1. Very easy question, concept based. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from GOC hyperconjugation. See here we are having the statement based question. Here we are having methyl carbonate, means tertiary carbonate is more stable than methyl carbocationate. and 9 hyperconjugation interactions are possible in this, right? See here, we are having that stability of carbocation is directly proportional to number of hyperconjugation, right? Number of hyperconjugation. See here, we are having that CH3 carbocation, right? Here, how many alpha hydrogens we are having? 9 alpha hydrogens. That means hyperconjugation is also having 9, right? So the statement 1 is true. CH3 is less stable than tertiary and 3 hyperconjugation interactions possible in methyl. Obviously not, because here you are having only 3, but coming to this case we are having 9. Hence the option will be statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from aldehydes and ketones, which is iodoform test. Here we are having that iodoform test generally where we can see in aldehydes, that is C double bond O methyl ketone and secondary methyl alcohol CH3 and CH2 CH3 OH. So we can observe from this methyl ketone, methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol, right? So from this we can observe that iodoform test will be giving positive. Methanol and ethanol, yes, it will give, and carboxylic acid need not to giving here itself. Cyclohexene and cyclohexanone need not to give. Diethyl ether and pent-3-one, no. Anisole and acetone, right? It is giving your iodoform test. Hence the option will be A and D. So first option, not that much tricky, moderated one. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from periodic properties. They are asking the trends, ionization enthalpy. The two statements, one, the second ionization enthalpy of N is larger than corresponding ionization enthalpy of magnesium. For N and 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Coming to magnesium, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. It is completely full. It is halfly full. So directly what we can say that it is greater than magnesium means yes, obviously this is greater than magnesium, right? So statement 1 is true. The ionic radius of O2 is larger than that of fluorine. Here we are having that radius is directly proportional to negative charge, right? Hence the second option is also true. Therefore the option will be statement 1 and 2 are true. Option 1 is your answer. Here the statements are asking from NCERT based questions. I suggest you to go through NCERT based questions. This is the question from haloalkanes. They are asking that carbocation rearrangement. Here they have given bromine molecule and they are asking our major product. See, upon doing with Zn, what we are getting here? Alkane we are getting, right? Alkane we are getting. After in presence of acidic medium, what we are getting here? Carbocation we are getting. Actually here it is getting, I'll write here once again. So carbocation we are getting, right? So here your carbocation is getting. After rearrangement, we are getting our carbocation molecule that here, right? After that adding Br, then we are getting our molecule, which is that Br. So hence option 2 is your answer. Okay. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from chemical kinetics first order rate reaction. Observe the following reaction at temperature Kelvin. A gives rise to P products they are giving, and the reaction here. Both reactions are started at 10 am. These rates of reactions at 10 am are same. Reactions 2 are going same. The value of delta Br, delta T at 10 am is they are telling the value here, and mole, liter inverse, minute inverse. The concentration of A, they are telling you that 10 to the power of -2, and they are asking that first order rate constant. We are having the formula that rate is equals to 1/2 into delta Br minus delta T, right, is equals to, they are asking rate constant only, right? Therefore K first order they are asking, right? So it is at initial. After at 10 minutes, what happening? 1/5 into delta B, they have already given the value. This is 2 into 10 to the power of 4 minus is equals to K. They have given the value of rate constant also, as well as 10 minus 2, right? 10 to the power of -2, right? When you are doing upon this calculation, you will get your answer. It is nearly 4 into 10 to the power of 3. So this is your answer. Not that much tricky one, moderated question. Moving on to next question, they're asking from aldehydes and ketones. See, which of the following statements are true about haloform reactions? Sodium hypochlorite reacts with Ki to give KOI. Let's see. Sodium hypochlorite is reacting with Ki, then you are getting your NaCl plus KOI. So hence correct, right? So KOI is a reducing agent, not it is an oxidizing agent, and alpha beta unsaturated methyl ketone will get iodoform. Any kind of this compound can give iodoform test. So isopropyl alcohol will not give iodoform test. It will give how? CH3 CH CH3 OH. If you see this kind, it will give iodoform test. Methanoic acid will give positive iodoform. Carboxylic acid not at all. So they are asking that true statements, right? A and C, we are having the correct option 3. So not that much tricky, mediated one. Moving on to next question. This question will ask from P block elements. Which of statements are not true about XeO2F2? Let's write the molecule here. Xe double bond O double bond O F we are having that lone pair, right? So they are asking that it is a seesaw shape. Yes, correct. Xe has 5 electron pairs. No, it is having 7 electron pairs. And the OE-XeO bond angle is close to 180 degrees. No, it is related to 120 degrees. Equatorial. And Fe bond angle is close to, yes, it is correct. Xe has 16 valence electrons. No, 14 we are having. They are asking not true. B and C and E. Option will be BC. Not that much tricky, very easy question. Moving on to next question. This question was asked from atomic structures and as well as some photoelectric effect statements too. Identify the incorrect statement they are telling. Notation of magnesium. See here they have given that magnesium, this is your neutron, this is your protons and neutrons. Need to present here 12, not 24. Hence it is not, it is mass. So it is not the correct statement. Wavelength of a radiation frequency 4.5 into 10 to the power of 15. They are giving the answer. When you do electron energy is inversely proportional to wavelength, then it will be applicable. One radiation has wavelength, so other radiation has wavelength this. Energy is equal to 3:1. It not to be 3:1, it will be 1:3. How? When you do C into frequency lambda, you will get your answer. Number of photons of light, wavelength 2000 picometers that provides 1 joule of energy is 1.006 into 10 to the power of 6. Yes, it is right. When you apply that, E is equals to H lambda, then it will apply. So therefore incorrect statements are how many? We are having that A and C. So second option is your answer. Moving on to next question, purification characteristics of organic compounds, which is Carius method. For every year we are getting Carius method, percentage of nitrogen method, like that they are asking, right? So here also they gave them that in Carius method 0.2425 grams of organic compounds gave that 0.5253 grams of silver chloride. They are asking the percentage of chlorine. Very easy. Percentage of chlorine is that 35.5 by 14356 into organic compound by silver compound, that is 0.2425 by 0.5253 into 100, then you will get your answer. Okay, nearest answer. Very easy one. Moving on to next question, they have given that ethers, from ethers. A mixed ether when heated with excess of hot concentration hydrogen iodide produces two different alkyl iodides, which treated with aqueous NaOH give that Q and R. Both Q and R will giving that yellow precipitate with NaOH. Let need to identify that. I'll do from first one, which is that, right, when I am doing with excess iodide, I am getting that I plus OH, right? When I am treating with aqueous NaOH, you are getting that OH molecule, right? So upon doing, you are getting your yellow precipitate, correct? When you cleave here itself, you are getting some other double products. If you cleave here itself, you are getting another product, different product. Here cleaving it you'll get different product. Hence option 1 is your answer. Moving on to next question, D and F blocks. This question is asked from D and F blocks. The oxidation state of chromium in the final product formed in the reaction between Ki with acidified K2 Cr2O7 solution is. We are having the reaction that Cr2O7, right? Reacting with what we are having? Reacting with iodine. So we are getting that Cr plus 3 I2. So oxidation state is plus 3. Very easy question. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from atomic structure, which is from photoelectric effect. The work function of two metals Ma and Fb are in 1:2 ratio. When these metals are exposed to photons of energy 6 electron volts, the kinetic energy of liberated electrons of Ma is to Mb in the ratio they are giving this, right? The work function in electron volts of Ma and Mb they are asking. We are having that energy is equals to work function plus kinetic energy. So when kinetic energy is equals to work function E, right? So we are having that Ma A and Mb, right? Kinetic energy B is equals to work function 6 volts they are giving. This is 1 and 6. They have given the ratio also, which is that equals to 2.642 by 1. When you doing upon equation for KEA, you are getting that 2.3 and KEB, you are getting that 4.6. Hence the option will be 2. Next question from amines chapter. Statement questions were asking more from this shift, right? So here statement 1. Here we are having this molecule can be synthesized from using simpler reagents. Yes, here you are having KMnO4, right? Oxidizing. And you are having ammonia. So we are getting this molecule. Let's see here. If KMnO4 is there means then only it will convert into NH2, right? So KMnO4, applying KMnO4, you are getting your carboxylic acids, right? Means here your reagent KMnO4, and if you treat with ammonia NH3, then what happens? It is going to carboxylic acid into NH2, right? So hence the statement is correct. And moving to this, can be converted into using reagents in the order of disonium chloride, right? So we are having here, if we go from starting Br, here you are having NH3, right? Br, CH3. If you treat with NaNO2, what happens here? Disonation. Then you are getting here N2Cl minus. Br, CH3, right? Upon you are adding H3PO2, you are getting your molecule Br, CH3. So hence these two statements are correct. So statement 1 and 2 are true. And next question were asked from amines, which is carbylamine test. See, a student has been given a compound X molecule formed C6H7N is sparingly soluble in water, and addition of dilute mineral acid X becomes soluble in water. When it is treated with CHCl3 and KOH, Y is produced, and Y has specific unpleasant smell. On treatment with benzene sulfide chloride, X gives compound Z. So they are asking how many number of hydrogen atoms are present. See, we are having that aniline because C6, so NH2, right? So when we are treating with CHCl3 KOH, you are getting that. What we are getting here? Some isocyanate group. This is your X. When you are treating with benzene sulfonyl chloride, which is C6H5SO2Cl, right? When you are treating, what you are getting here? NHSO, S double bond O, you are getting your C6H5 molecule, right? So they are asking this is your Y. So how many hydrogen atoms we are having here? So 7 we are having, answer is 4. Very easy question. Moving on to next question from numerical section. This question were asked from chemical equilibrium. They are asking that X2 gives plus Y2 gives rise to 2Z molecule. So here they are added 1 liter flask in it, found that the system attains above equilibrium at temperature T within the number of moles of X2 and Y2 and Z, being that 339 mole respectively. So under these conditions, 10 moles of Z is added to the flask and then temperature is maintained at T. Then the number of moles of Z in the flask when new equilibrium is established. So here they are telling that equilibrium, which is Kp is equals to Z square by X into Y. If you substitute value 9 square by 3 into 3, hence it is proved, right? So if you take this reaction, X2 plus Y2 gives rise to, you are getting 2Z. At initial we are having how much we are having? 3 minus X. Here we are having 3 plus x. Here you are having only 9, right? They are telling that under this condition add 10 ml. Means for 9 we are adding 19 minus 2x, right? So then what we are getting here, Kp is equals to 19 minus 2x square by 3 minus x into 3 plus x. Upon doing your x will be 2, right? So what happens here? Therefore 19 minus 2x means 19 minus 2 into 2. Hence the option will be 15. Your answer is 15. Very not that much tricky question, I guess. Moderated one. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from solutions. Two liquids of A and B form the ideal solution at 320 Kelvin. The vapor pressure of the solution containing 3 moles of A and 1 mole of B is 500 millimeter Hg. At the same temperature, if 1 mole of A is further added to this solution, vapor pressure of the solution increases by 20 mm Hg. Vapor pressure in mm Hg of B, they are asking the pure state. It is, what is that here? P is equals to P naught A mole fraction of A. Then Pb is equals to P naught B into mole fraction B. P naught A mole fraction A plus P naught B mole fraction B, right? If you apply the value of P total, they have given that 500, right? P naught A x by A, they have given that 3. Such means 3 by 4 into plus P naught B mole fraction, they have given that 1 by 4, right? Again they are telling that increasing with 20, right? So 520 is equals to P naught A into 3 by 5 plus P naught B 1 by 5. This is 1 and this is your 2. If you solve this 2, you are getting that P naught A is at 600 mm Hg and your P naught B will be 200 mm Hg. So they are asking the B pure state, right? So hence option will be 200 mm Hg. So not that much tricky, moderated one. And this question were asked from redox reactions. 200 liters of X into 10 to the power of minus 3 potassium dichromide is required to oxidize 750 cc of 0.6 molar more salt solution in acidic medium. More salt solution means nothing but ferrous ammonium sulfate, right? So your Cr2O7 is reacting with Fe plus 2. You are getting that Cr plus 3 and your Fe plus 3, right? So what happening here? Your n value will be here itself 6 and here your n value will be 1. We are having that formula, number of equivalent moles, equimoles of K2Cr2O7 is equals to number of equimoles of, what is that? More salt, right? More salt, right? So n into m into v is equals to n into m into v. Substitute the values. N we are having 6 and m we are having that 10 to the power of minus 3 and volume they have given that 200 and for more salt n we are having 1 into 10 to the power 0.6 we are having and 750. Upon doing this calculation you will get your answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. Total number of unpaired electrons present in the central metal atom of ions. We are having here nickel, means CO4 and nickel chloride and platinum and nickel cyanide and platinum. Here nickel cobalt means which is 3D8, right? So here what we are having, this is sp3 hybridization, and coming to this case we are having, what is the hybridization here? sp3. And here we are having that dsp2 and here you are having sp3 hybridization and for sp3, right? So if you see the unpaired electrons, for this case 0, for nickel case you are having that 2, for this case 0, for this case also 0, for this case also 0. Hence they are asking how many for unpaired electrons we are having, only 2. So your answer is 2. Moving on to next question. Here they're having that aldehydes and ketones. This question were asked from aldehydes and ketones. They're asking the percentage of oxygen. We need to complete the reaction as well as. See here, this carbon is going to attack at this position and follows what here? C double bond O, CH2, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. This alpha hydrogen is going to attack at this position carbon, and you are getting that your molecule, that ketone molecule, right? So they are asking the percentage of oxygen. Here percentage of oxygen, that what we are having here, only 1, right? 16 into 1 by 157, you are getting your molecule. So completed, I guess, 75 questions. So this is JEE Mains 2026 January 23rd Shift 2 paper analysis. The question paper is already mostly NCERT based questions, and conceptual application statement based questions were asking more. Thanks for watching.